Wake up, wake up, wake up. I am your host, Chantel, better known as Miss Recycle, and you are officially on the Wake Up and Smell the Coffee show, baby. Infinity TV, let's get it, y'all. We about to spill these coffee beans. Okay? Listen, told y'all, I can't make this stuff up, okay? Today's topic is Belial Program, okay? Let me put this down. Today's topic is Belial Program, okay? Now, when you think of Belial, I want you to think of bell, okay? Not just the bell I'm ringing. Actually, that's why they got rid of them damn bells, okay? I want you to think of Bel, like Baal, okay? It's the deity that some people worship, okay? They do, the sex rituals and things like that through the Baal. This is the Belial program, okay? Belial, Belial, Billy. All of those names stem from Belial, okay? Listen, y'all, I can't make this up, okay? I cannot make this up. So I want you guys to listen very closely to what the Belial program is all about, okay? Like I said, I can't save you, right? I'm not here to save you, okay? I can help wake you up, though. I can help give you the knowledge that you need because knowledge is power. It is power. You just have to know how to implement it, right? Like I told you before, if you don't know how to combat these demons, you've already lost the battle. Okay? Remember, knowing is half the battle, all right? So it is my job to let you know what is going on. Listen, and if I reach one person, just one, I've done my job. Now let's go, y'all. And y'all already know how we gonna do it. I'm gonna let Ascension Glossary read it to you because you fact checkers ain't gonna be fact checking me. Fact check Ascension Glossary. Let's go. Listen.
Belial Program. Published by Ascension Glossary. The sons of Belial were not only a massive gestalt of false light collective Luciferian consciousness that exists on the material plane, but also a part of the consortium of entities that make up the negative aliens. The negative alien that is embodying Luciferian principles, such as the Belial group, contacts and interfaces with its vibrational match or genetic line on the material plane, which is a human vessel embodying the same collective thought form vibration.
It's the what?
These are mostly reptilian beings that have lost their connection to the Godhead by rejecting the natural laws, and in its place produced an artificial reality based on the Saturnian Kabbalah Sephiroth and Black Tree of Life reversal architecture. As a result of the disconnection of the organic architecture that generates an open source supply of life force energy, in an entropic system their DNA became increasingly corrupted and damaged.
Listen.
Through the enslavement history of the seraphim consciousness that became trapped within the artificial realities in the Black Tree of Life, Clippo, these fallen angelics were also bound to play out the program of the Luciferian rebellion as the sons of Belial. And so, they played their dark consciousness part in creation as dictated by the corrupted planetary grid structures, and this damage in the timelines further created mass planetary DNA mutations and the ongoing wars over genetics and bloodlines that are still in force today.
Listen, what did it create?
AI timelines. This conflict was further capitalized on by off-planet sources, such as the embodied reptilian entities, the Anunnaki and Draconian hybrids and regressives who understood what was happening, and many of these negative aliens joined forces to gain control over the Earth resources. As a result, the Belial sons are inherently parasitic in utilizing humanity and many other living beings as their food source to live on for thousands of years in their artificially created realities.
Wow.
They feed on blood sacrifices and negative emotional energy or loosh to avoid reincarnation, refusing entrapment in lower dimensions, to avoid the loss of identity that would occur in the natural death process that happens on Earth from these genetic mutations. For these reasons, these groups used advanced artificial technology to open wormholes that were blended together into AI timelines, to create the power required to attempt to pull the Earth body into the black hole system leading into the phantom matrix where they exist. If successful, they could gain total control over the planet and humanity, also gaining access to the quantum energy and many of the earthly resources available. Many of these Earth-based resources have been stolen, some in the form of human trafficking, covertly taken underground, or to build colonies on other planets in our solar system.
To do what?
To collect and gather the life force energy of living things, they created layers upon layers of reversals, mind control transmissions in the anti-life architecture in the planetary body, and many of these machines are structures that can be classified as black magic grids.
Listen.
They are sophisticated energy harvesting structures and alien devices that are engineered to collect, distribute, and direct planetary life force and human soul energy from across the globe.
Can't make
This
it
can be
up.
moved through the grid network and into a specific position, place, or persons where they want that collective energy to be directed in order to fulfill some plan or anti-human agenda.
Connected
One
to
of the
your
basic
internet.
examples of their global black magic is directed in the planetary grid network through alien machinery used to control the money supply, as well as cast black magic deceptions in the minds of people to stay asleep in a type of dream spell in order to continue to exploit them.
They control the money supply.
Dark ritual and blood sacrifice. For controller humans, such as the Dark Cabal or those in the power elite group, in order to maintain their power, wealth, and control over others' resources, they engage in a variety of dark rituals that are used to communicate directly with these dark spirits or the negative aliens themselves. An assortment of sacrifices and actions are carried out to pay the energy debt and must be made as the consequence of exchanging with these dark forces for material power, who are the princes of lies, confusion, and depravity. In ritual sacrifice, the dark entity that is conjured is invited to possess the human body or bind to it in order to use its soul energy. However, to cast off this blood debt for a time, the controllers kill innocent people in wars or public occult rituals masked as random killings in order to spill the blood payment designated for these dark entities to feed upon, while also spreading fear in the population. Regardless of the blood sacrifices given, the dark entity may continue to use that human vessel to express a level of its gestalt consciousness, as there are endless amounts of these low-level dark spirits that exist in these underworld hierarchies. This could be a variety of dark entities that work through that same person intermittently, in order to carry out many harmful agendas, usually working against the person themselves, and influencing harmful energies in those around them. If humans refuse to co-create with these dark spirits, many of them would cease to exist. The sons of Belial are similar to mafia thugs that deceive you by making an offer that you can't refuse, manipulating through emotional blackmail and pain to get a person to reject his or her inner spiritual nature.
I hear this?
Pushing them through the descending cycle of repeating self-harm and depraved actions until eventually, the person is a dark possessed husk with every aspect of their mind and body fully under someone else's control.
Mind control.
Luciferian agenda to open the gate to Clippo. To gain knowledge over the planetary grid and Templar gates, one must understand gender principle, math, geometry, frequency, and the consciousness qualities that animate the intrinsic architecture that holds the many layers that are contained in the blueprint of...
Pause! This is why I say, after I went to this class, it really opened me up, okay? It enlightened me on the world, okay? Once I really sat down and, like, I guess, computed the geometry in my head, you know, they taught us carpentry, and they also taught us electrical, right? And in the process of that, you know, there are a lot of words that were connected to spiritual things like ohms, okay? Ohms in electrical is a way of calculating your electrical your voltage, okay? Now, ohms in a spiritual way is how some people in certain religions pray or meditate, and they use the ohm. Okay? So it was a connection like that I made when I went to this class that just kind of like bing, a light went off. Like, okay, is energy, you know, you ask yourself, okay, is energy a component of the Most High, or is energy a component of Satan? Right? Now, the thing that I discovered is it is a war over this energy, right? You just heard them speak about the energy bill, the energy debt, excuse me. There is an energy debt that these people have to pay. We are energy. We are the conduits. If you heard my last video, you would know that